all dream of getting up each day, or not, and being paid to do nothing, right? Or is it just us? Well, believe it or not, you actually can. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but you can move to another country where you'll be paid to live there. We're not joking. These places actually exist. Today, we're looking at some countries that will actually pay you to live there. Stay tuned. First up, we're heading to Antikythera in Greece. Grab your passport, guys. Have you ever dreamed of living the kind of lifestyle where you interact with very few people? Well, if so, we've got you. Antikythera will actually pay you 500 euros a month, give you some land to farm, complete with your own house and chickens and everything. So what's the catch? Well, really, there isn't one. You'd have to be a certain type of person anyway to even consider something like this. But you would be one of only around 40 inhabitants on the island. What's wrong with that? Sounds great. The initiative is part of the Greek island's plan to attract families to the island, so the focus is on Greek citizens, but they will certainly consider applicants from all over the world. What are you waiting for? As long as you can live without a supermarket, you're golden. Could you trade a Walmart for crystal clear waters and untouched beach? Of course you could, right? We're heading stateside to Vermont next. There are fewer states in New England, or the entire lower 48 for that matter, that are more beautiful than Vermont. A hiker's paradise. It has the second lowest population in the country, other than Wyoming, which is basically just a big farm, right? Sorry, Wyoming writes, just joking. The whole state has just over 500,000 people, making it smaller than a lot of cities in the States. The state offers what's called a remote worker grant scheme, offering $10,000 over a 2-year period to move and live there. That probably wouldn't even cover rent, but still, it's the thought that counts, right? Would you live in Vermont if they offered to pay you? We think the brutal winters might put us off a touch. What about you? South. All the way south next. We're off to the capital, Chile, Santiago, so stick around. Traditionally, Chilean business is mining metals, but that could all change. The government is offering people $50,000. Yes, 50, to move and set up your business there. I mean, as offers go, that's up there. Take a step back, Silicon Valley. You're no longer the cool kid on the block. The idea here is to expand its economy beyond that of just copper and turn Santiago into the Silicon Valley of the Southern Hemisphere, or at least the Americas. It already has the raw talent, plenty of tech grads looking for employment. Why not take your fledgling business, if you have one, to Santiago and have a stab at the startup Chile program? If you're successful, as well as the aforementioned cash, they'll provide you with a year-long visa, no matter where you call home. To sweeten the already sugar-filled pot, they offer free workspaces and a whole host of Chileans in your industry to network with. Sounds incredible. We're thinking of starting a tech company, even though we know zero about it, just to be in with a chance of this amazing opportunity. We hope you like pasta and pizza. We're off to Italy next. Come on, listen to this one. There's a town in Italy situated half an hour from the beach, offering you 7,500 euros to call it home. Italy, one of the most romantic countries with some of the best food and weather in the world. We can't quite believe this one. The powers that be in Candela, the province of Foggia, have requested that you live there permanently and rent a place to live in the town. There's also the option to get a job while you're there, whether that be in town, if your Italian is up to it, or online. The choice is yours. You can easily supplement your income anyway. Have you been to Italy? What did you think? We're off to Spain next. Bienvenido. Tapas? Check. Sunshine? Check. Napping in the middle of the day? Double check. Spain, and more specifically, the village of Ponga, not far from Oviedo, are trying to entice people back to an all but abandoned area. The village is seriously lacking in young people who tend to head to the bigger cities of the nearby Bilbao and even further afield to the bustling metropolis of Madrid. They're basically paying you to have kids too. If you head there with the other half, they'll supply you with $3,000 plus an extra $3,000 per each child you have during your time there. There's a catch though. They expect you to stay for at least 5 years. Would you be tempted to live in a tiny village for 5 years? Let us know below. New Zealand is up next. What are you waiting for? New Zealand is an absolutely stunning country, no question about it. They're also pretty generous as well, it seems. Coming to Candela, situated at the very south of the South Island, means there are not many more southern places left in the world, apart from Patagonia, of course. The kind Kiwis are offering you land valued at 165,000 Kiwi dollars just for heading down there. Although it isn't cash, the value of land in New Zealand is some of the most expensive in the world, assuming you'd be able to sell it when you leave. We couldn't find much information on that one. Seems like a good deal, right? Have you ever been to New Zealand? How was it? Grab your hot water bottle. We're heading to Alaska next. Stay tuned. This isn't just one town or village in the picturesque state, it's the entire place. Alaskans want you. They have a pretty sweet deal in Alaska too, whereby the government actually credits residents with investment earnings on mineral royalties. It works out at just over $2,000 a year. But this might not be enough for some people to up sticks and live in bitter cold for 3/4 of the year. And we might be some of those people. The program only kicks in after you've had boots on the ground for a year or two, as well as not leaving the state for a certain amount of time. If you've ever been convicted of a felony, however, forget about it. And by proxy, we're guessing that rules out international criminals too. We're sure El Chapo will be devastated to learn. What do you think about this one? Give us your thoughts down below. Another super scenic one next. We're heading to Switzerland. Alban in Switzerland boasts a total resident population of just 240. Sounds perfect to us, really. Those views as well. Probably only rivaled by Alaska on our list today. If you're a fan of Swiss cheese or fancy watches, what are you guys waiting for? These generous Swiss are offering $25,000 per adult and extra $10,000 per child. That's a pretty good deal. But what is the deal? We hear you cry. Well, this might be the deal breaker. You have to live there for at least 10 years and buy or build your own residence, which must also be your primary residence. Does that sound like something you could see yourself doing? Switzerland is one of the world's most expensive countries, along with New Zealand for that matter. Would that put you off heading to the Central European skier's paradise? Top of the morning to ya. We're off to Ireland next. Stay with us. Ireland's government is offering budding entrepreneurs the chance at free cash through its Enterprise Ireland program. If you agree to come and live on the Emerald Isle, they'll give you thousands of euros to spend as you see fit. With some of the most amazing scenery in Northern Europe, you have rolling hills for days and an accent which, if understood, is a pleasure on the ears. The island features some of the best coastal drives in the world, not to mention a ton of the black stuff. That's Guinness for the uncultured amongst you. I mean, honestly, what they're looking for here is potential. So if you have it in abundance, they want you. What are you waiting for then? A 4-leaf clover? Last but not least, let's head to Chattanooga, Tennessee. This southern city is offering tech professionals more than $11,000 to help with home buying in their city. Not bad, to be fair. They're offering a lucky 10 people the chance to have part of their mortgage paid and partial mortgage forgiveness if they agree to move to the Tennessee city. Chattanooga fancies itself as a bit of a Silicon Valley of the South by all accounts, and the city is pumping millions into its future as a tech hub. And why not? Just look at what tech has done for Chattanooga's Cali counterpart. It's also a part of the city's plan to regenerate potentially new neighborhoods for the lucky 10. As this incentive appeared just before COVID, there's no word yet onto whether or not it'll be a yearly thing or just a one-off. As always, thanks for joining us today, and remember to tune in next time. Bye, guys!